ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the 2017 season here in Callander. Ladies and gentlemen, we are incredibly proud here in Stirling Council of the fisheries and the fisheries team. You'll know better than I do the condition of the river is always in superb condition, and the conservation that work goes on here in the Callander area is second to none in the entire country. And for that we've really to thank Scott and his team. Scott.
Thank you, Mike. Graham was an angler who fished with us for a few years. He was a big lover of the River Teith, and he also loved the River Forth. Graham was very passionate about the river and very passionate about everything else. Unfortunately, Graham passed away in November last year. I've had discussions with his family, and for this year going forward we're going to run the Graham Walk Memorial. It's going to be for the first Springer caught, so if it happens today, fantastic. If it happens later in the week, we'll get the prize to you. But Graham was a tremendous character, somebody I classed as a friend, and it's no better way to remember him by. Going through the day, we've got a series of events which are going to be happening inside the marquee. We've got fly time, which is commencing at 10:15. We've got our special guest Jo, who's going to be tying some flies as well, about 11:30. So make sure you head into the marquee, get a dram, get some shortbread, go and watch James Chalmers from Gale Force doing some casting demonstrations, which he's very good at. So, yep, all anglers are welcome to fish for free thereafter on today, as long as they familiarise themselves with the rules. So, it's a free day for everybody in attendance. Enjoy yourself. If you catch a fish and you think it's a springer, make sure you shout and scream, because this man at the front here wants to try and get it on camera. So, yeah, loud, wave the arms, shout, scream, and if you think you've got a springer, great. Just hand you back to Mike.
Thank you, Scott. We've got a small presentation as well this morning for the two people who have done a huge amount of work over the last year to conserve fish stocks in our area. So can I ask Chris McQuillian and Clint Doig to come forward, please? And again, ladies and gentlemen, today isn't possible without the help of all of our sponsors. So if you'll bear with me, I would like to thank formally Deanston Distillery, Moore, Campbell's, Angling Active, and of course Stirling Council. Thank goodness for us, we say. Now then, the lady doesn't need any introduction to all of you out here, so without further ado, let me just introduce very briefly Jo Stephenson.
Thank you all for having me. It's a real honour to be invited up here today to be involved in the opening day of your river. I discovered fishing when I was about, thank you very much. I discovered fishing when I was about 17. And since then, my passion for fish and fishing and fly tying has grown, so it's now become kind of a part of what I do. And I have been very fortunate in my life to go and fish some beautiful countries. And when I was taking part in the BBC television programme, I got to fish with some wonderful species. But I only caught my first Atlantic salmon last year. And that was because I had a crazy moment in my life, decided to quit my job and go off with my husband and my dogs to Norway to work in a salmon lodge for the season. And I learned such a huge amount about salmon, about what it means to be a salmon angler, about these wonderful fish and this ridiculous journey they make every year, and what impact that humans have on their very existence. Now I represent obviously a new angler to salmon fishing. But every time we pick up that rod and we fish for those fish, we have a responsibility to stand up to those fish and support the conservation projects and policies that are out there for them. Now, Stirling Fisheries Council are doing such an amazing job up here, and they have one of the best fishing conservation policies in the UK. They introduced their carcass tagging policy here in 1999, and that has really improved the productivity of this river. In fact, they've actually been awarded, I believe, Category 1 again for this year, which is a real credit to the hard work and dedication these guys put into this river. But what can we do to help support things like this? And I think we're out there to use this river. I mean, it's right on your doorstep. I mean, if I had a river like this on my doorstep, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be shouting about it. I'd be, out there every day fishing if I could. And it's a real thing that we need to get more people involved in fishing. There's more women coming into fishing, which is amazing. I think it's a great way of spending a date. If any of you guys fancy taking a lady fishing, a bottle of bubbly by the river and a picnic, I think it's a fantastic way. And I think the Scottish ladies are here today, I believe. I don't think they'll provide the bubbly, but they'll be here to give you some tips and some advice if it's something you fancy having a go at. And also, children and young people are the future of our of our sport, and we need to encourage them to engage in these fishing activities and the conservation behind what we do. And I believe that Sterling Fisheries Council are actually offering children's passes for the year for £10, which is just ridiculous and amazing. And this is becomes affordable for people to take part in. And I think without young people coming forward and shouting about the conservation of the fish, the onward, the use of the rivers and the why we would fish could die out. So I think they are what we need to support, because without them we don't have these rivers, and with them we do. So with the young people and Sterling Fisheries Council and people like the Atlantic Salmon Trust, I believe that the future of the Atlantic salmon is looking a little bit brighter. Thank you.
Well done, Jo. Ladies and gentlemen, Jo also told me she's new to whisky. So just to help her on her way, we've got a quaich full of Deanston's best, and Jo's now going to go and bless the river.